Listen, I know I ran a poll, which fight, yada yada, it's coming. It'll take a while, but it's coming, so don't worry about that. Furthermore, I'm also working on Project Destroya, which is its own thing that I've been working on for a long time. So that's also on the back burner. However, for the time being, I would like to talk about the current social-political landscape that is Roblox Kaiju games. And on top of that, perhaps even the development of Roblox games in general. Kaiju Revolution, Kaiju Alpha, Kaiju Unleashed, Kaiju Arisen, Kaiju Universe, Kaiju Multiverse, Kaiju Bulgaria Nutsack Punch Simulator 2, because screw it, anything can go after the word Kaiju and be put on Roblox. There's also Age of Titans. Congratulations! You just got 1 point for your unique namespace.
Nice car!
Now, it's pretty clear that there is an overabundance of these games, all of which have the same concepts. Play as a kaiju in an open world. Boom. And add in unnecessarily long progression, and then you got the game. Oh, and another thing. They're all unfinished. But more on that later. It's not just the fact that these games have the word kaiju in them. No. It's the fact that they're not trying to be different. And in my opinion, it's for several reasons. Money, of course, being the first. Obviously, if you want to hustle, go ahead. But don't attack me if I reject it. Now, I didn't reject Kaiju Revolution, which is a slightly more dogshit version of the PS4 game we got in 2014. And then from then on, I've learned not to give my money out to content creators. I remember the hype that this game got because everyone thought it had a license and whatnot. But instead, they just wanted to capitalize off the great Toho terror attack of 24, which leads me to another point. Passion is something you should have when you attach your name to any form of creative work. Of course, it's hard to not have art block, that's completely normal. But all these projects get revealed upon their initial creation, and from what I can tell, it's when the creator is most inspired to work on their project. It's fine if you keep working on it and maintain a semi-consistent output, but if all your hype comes from the very beginning upon your first spark to make a project, you should consider waiting until you've progressed decently far into it. I myself am guilty of this, because when I was working on Project Destroya, I made that first teaser before the script was even done. Heck, I've spent the last year before even making an earlier version that I scrapped, but I still kept going. It's normal to get art block, but when these creators and developers make a game only 20% the way there and then release it behind the excuse that it's not completely done, then you clearly should just wait. It's not going anywhere. Just like that subscribe button, click it now. But most of all, with anything in this community, is the toxic side of it. The people leading these projects almost always run into controversy, end up being degenerates, horrible leaders, or better yet, possibly, you're just a pedophile. How hard is it not to touch kids? This obviously extends to the entirety of the internet, but for this niche, I'm going to critique it anyways. Leadership within these projects go like this. Lead developer was a part of another Kaiju game, but obviously his idea is better, and lo and behold, guess what? Somebody on that new development team doesn't like the new game, so the cycle repeats. Why do Kaiju games go through mitosis? Seriously, there's a cell cycle for these things. Furthermore, I feel like most of these games miss the point. And here's the part where I'm going to slander Kaiju Universe and ride Kaiju Arisen's meat. The main reason why I'm about to slander this game is because of the massive influence it had. It was unique to the genre. It defined it. I'm not going to deny the fact that it pushed it. And I'm not even saying it's bad. It's just flawed. That's what it is, and these flaws were what translated it into other games, such as the massive hurdles you have to go through to unlock a character, the sheer amount of nonsense you had to do to unlock one kaiju just for it to be a part of another chain of events that you had to do to actually get the one you wanted is enough to make me quit. Of course I didn't, but it sucked. The whole process sucked. On top of that, finally getting the Titan you wanted didn't mean that you were OP or anything. You were back at level 0. This mechanic is extremely annoying because by the time you get what's supposed to be this amazing character, you would have had a significantly stronger, say, 1954. And there's been several occasions where I've been two-shotted by a player at level 500 because they're extremely unemployed chuds without lives outside the confines of pixels on a screen which resemble the shape of fictional characters that they like. I'm also one of those chuds. The thing I liked about Kaiju Arisen when I played it was the fact that it felt like the best balance between the Pipeworks games and the 2014 game, along with better models, a better map, better combat, and progression wasn't impossible. It didn't feel like I had to work until my retirement to finally cash in for a Destroyer. Finally, I would like to pitch my idea for my own game, which takes inspiration from Team Fortress 2, Kaiju Arisen, and some others that I actually forgot the name of, but I think they were removed from Roblox. If you can identify this game, which has unique Kaiju, let me know in the comments, you will get pinned. Imagine a class-based Kaiju game with individual characters as each broad class. Each class, instead of loadouts, has different subclasses, which are characters from across the span of the franchise. For example, Godzilla would be his own class, with the main idea being he's slower, more health, and his main weapon is his atomic breath, which deals a consistent damage output, but has a lower damage output than, say, a character maybe like Kong, who has to get closer, but is stronger. On top of that, he would have 3 other attacks, which are charging, clawing, and a tail swipe. Base Godzilla would be like the 2019/2021 version, but other subclass loadouts would be Shin Godzilla, whose beam has a higher damage output and has consistent healing when damage is took, enough to be useful in combat, but not enough to be overpowered. His speed is slower, and he can't use his claw attack in trade for the higher damage output of his main attack. This thought process should be put into every class, but these ideas were all something I came up with when writing this script. I didn't think about this beforehand. All these were made up on the spot, so why can't other creators do this? My point is, Roblox Kaiju games are oversaturated, and haven't done anything unique, and as a result, the genre is dying. My name is Guy, and if you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing. Thank you.
Go fuck it!